and the regular teams from Tongji, University of Medicine 2, and
University of
Sri
Medicine 2.
Waringwirot. Sri Waringwirot was the first Thai team that joined the IMSPQ. They came as an observer first in, I think on the 4th or 5th quiz. Yeah. So let me ask just to how long did it take you to come from Egypt? Flying time?
More than a day.
More than a day. What about from Jordan?
About 24 hours.
24 hours, long time. Thank you for coming here. Okay, your question SWU, two short parts. State whether these sensory fibers are myelinated or non-myelinated. I'll give you two types of. One is inflammatory pain, first one, and the other one, taste sensation for saltiness. Okay. Let me state whether these sensory fibers are myelinated or non-myelinated. One, inflammatory pain, and two, the taste sensation for saltiness.
The inflammatory pain is non-myelinated, and the taste for saltiness is myelinated.
That's correct. Okay, to you. I'm sorry, I'm confused whether it's Egypt or Jordan. Never mind. Okay, state the positive feedback event of estrogen on receptor function during follicular growth. State the positive feedback event of estrogen on the receptor function during follicular growth.
Positive feedback of estrogen will increase the estrogen stimulously, so this will enhance the follicle to be an egg.
Answer is wrong.
So in the follicular growth, the estrogen will upregulate a receptor of FSH and LH.
That's correct, yeah. So the positive feedback is the estrogen upregulates the FSH receptor on the follicle cell itself, yeah. Okay. Third question, name the parasympathetic peptide neurotransmitter that mediates receptive relaxation in the stomach. The second part, what parameter is prevented from rising too high in this mechanism? Let me repeat. Name the parasympathetic peptide neurotransmitter that mediates receptive relaxation in the stomach. Second part, what parameter is prevented from rising too high in this mechanism?
Acetyl-CoA and the pressure inside the stomach.
Acetylcholine. Second one is? What is the second answer?
Acetyl-CoA and the pressure inside the stomach.
Answer is wrong. Yes.
And the first one is VIP, vasoactive intestinal peptide, and the second one is it prevents too much high pressure in the stomach.
That's correct, yeah. So it's a VIP or vasoactive intestinal peptide, yeah. Intragastric pressure is prevented from rising high. Okay, fourth question to you. What two parameters determine the value of the renal plasma threshold for glucose? What two parameters determine the value of the renal plasma threshold for glucose?
So you mean for renal plasma glucose transport?
No, renal plasma threshold for glucose. What two parameters affect?
Threshold.
Threshold. Threshold. Threshold.
Okay.
Two parameters that affects this threshold value.
So I think it's the urine is
Okay. No answer.
so I
No-
think it's the first one is the plasma glucose concentration, and the second one is the T
Okay.
the first one is the maximum concentration of the transporter in the urine, renal, and the second one is the urine flow.
Answer is wrong.
The two parameters are transport maximum for glucose and the glomerular filtration rate.
That's correct. So it's actually from the formula, GFR times the renal plasma threshold is your TMG. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Fifth question: give two target cells of the neurotransmitter acetylcholine that is released by sympathetic nerve. Give two target cells of the neurotransmitter acetylcholine that is released by sympathetic nerve.
And the two target cells are sweat glands and the blood vessels of the skeletal muscles.
That's correct. Okay, second cycle of students. Great. Okay, that's good. Yeah. Okay, your question, Srinath Haringwirot. In hyperthyroidism, HYPR, hyper, what synergistic hormone action increases the cardiac ejection fraction? In hyperthyroidism, what synergistic hormone action increases the cardiac ejection fraction?
What increase ejection fraction, right?
What synergistic hormone action in hyperthyroidism increases the cardiac ejection fraction?
The increase of beta adrenergic receptor.
That's correct. Yeah. Okay, Jordan, your question is, during negative water balance, which part of the nephron reabsorbs most of the filtered water? During negative water balance, which part of the nephron reabsorbs most of the filtered water?
Proximal convoluted tubule.
That's correct. Third question, name the proprioceptors in skeletal muscle and state the two parameters they monitor. Name the proprioceptors in skeletal muscle and state the two parameters they monitor.
Muscle spindle and Golgi tendon organs. The parameters they monitor are muscle length and muscle tension.
Answer is wrong.
The proprioceptor is the muscle spindle and it static and dynamic changes of the muscle length.
That's correct, yeah. So it's just the muscle, in the muscle, it's only muscle spindles, and it detects the absolute or static length and the change in length. Okay, yeah. Okay, your question, Give two examples of a mechanoreceptor in the hand that is rapidly adapting. Give two examples of a mechanoreceptor in the hand that is rapidly adapting.
I think it's a Pacinian corpuscle and the Merkel's disc.
Answer is wrong.
Pacinian corpuscle and Meissner corpuscle.
That's correct. Okay, question. Yeah. At the capillary, formation of edema is prevented because the net capillary filtration rate is equal to another parameter. State this parameter. At the capillary, formation of edema is prevented because the net filtration rate is equal to another parameter. State this parameter.
It's lymphatic drainage.
Thank you. Correct. Okay, check the bells. Okay, thank you. Okay, your question is, action of the hormone secretin has two major essential effects in the duodenum. State the two effects. Action of the hormone secretin has two major essential effects in the duodenum. State the two effects.
Increase bicarbonate secretion and increase bile acids from gallbladder.
Increase bile acids from gallbladder?
To open in duodenum.
Answer is wrong.
First, it's increased bicarbonate secretion, and it delays the stomach emptying.
Delays stomach emptying?
Yes.
Okay, the judges would like you to just say briefly, what is the purpose of delaying stomach emptying for secretin?
So the chyme is so acidic, so when it enters the duodenum, it's secretion of the secretin allow the secretion of the HCO3 minus, and at the same time decrease the emptying, so not all the chyme get like one bulk into
That's
the
correct,
duodenum.
yeah. Yeah, actually it's the duodenal acidity which would be corrosive for the duodenum. It delays gastric emptying, which is a self-protecting feedback. Yeah. Okay. Second question to you. In relation to pulmonary physiology, state specifically the formula for lung compliance. Okay. In relation to pulmonary physiology, state specifically the formula for lung compliance.
Formula or the factors that affect the compliance?
Say it again, volume.
You need a formula or the factors that affect the compliance?
We want the formula as applied to respiratory physiology.
Okay, surface tension and the ال- and the diameter of the alveoli.
Answer is wrong.
The formula is the compensity is equal to V divided by P.
Answer is still wrong because it's not complete. The V over P is the compliance, but we want it specifically. Yeah, so it's, anyway, I've said it's wrong, yeah. Okay, the judges will give you a chance to elaborate in relation to respiratory physiology, not just a general formula. What does the V means and the P?
V means the volume, and the P means the pressure.
I think all of us know that V is volume, P is pressure. What volume, what pressure in respiratory physiology?
The volume is that the you mean plasma physiology? The volume is the capillaries volume. The P is the capillaries pressure, and no, not capillary. It's the alveolar.
Okay, I think we have to say the answer is wrong. Yeah, okay. The volume is just the alveolar air volume, and the pressure is the distending pressure, which is transpulmonary pressure. Yeah, okay, yeah. So the VOP is just a general formula, but we want it, okay. So third question, this is, we just want you to state the effect, if any, in two situations. State the effect, if any, on the intracellular volume, ICF, in these two situations. One, drinking a large volume of isotonic saline. Two, after donating blood. State the effect, if any, on the intracellular volume in these two situations. One, drinking a large volume of isotonic saline, and two, after donating blood.
The first increase, the second decrease.
One increase, one decrease.
First increase, second decrease.
Answer is wrong. Yes?
In isotonic solution 4 liter, it will remain the same intracellular, no change will occur. And during blood donation, the same thing, it will remain the same initially.
Answer is correct. Yeah, since there's no change in the extracellular osmolarity in both situations, there's no change in intracellular. Okay, second last question in this session. Two values. Give the values of the partial pressure of oxygen and the hemoglobin oxygen saturation in the blood in the right ventricle. Give the values of the partial pressure of oxygen and the hemoglobin oxygen saturation in the right ventricle.
In the right ventricle, the partial pressure of oxygen is partial pressure of oxygen is 40. No. The saturation of hemoglobin oxygen is 75. And the partial pressure of oxygen is
yeah, give the value.
No. Just wait for a minute.
Okay, don't take too much time.
40.
Loudly, clearly. What is the value?
Value?
Yeah, ask. Give.
Yes. Sorry. The value of oxygen, partial pressure of oxygen is 40, and the saturation is 75.
That's correct. Yeah, it's basically the values in the deoxygenated blood before it reaches the lungs. Yeah. Last question in this cycle. Two short answers. Name the common meeting point for both the extrinsic and the intrinsic pathways of coagulation cascade. And second one, which factor does the anticoagulant EDTA affect? I repeat, name the common meeting point for both the extrinsic and intrinsic pathways of coagulation cascade. Second one, which factor does the anticoagulant EDTA affect?
The common mediators of the extrinsic and intrinsic pathway is the tissue plasminogen, and EDTA inhibits the plasmin.
Can't see you, sorry, yeah. Answer is wrong. No answer, okay. The crossover point is actually factor 10, conversion of factor 10, yeah. And the EDTA chelates calcium. Yeah, okay. Okay, that completes this session. Thank you for participating. So the winning team is from Yangdong, University of Medicine 2, and we will wait for the decision later. Yeah.